Well, hello, First and Calvary family. This is Don Everts coming to you with another FaceTime with Pastor Don. At the end, just to entice you to stick around, I'm going to introduce you to this new church mouse that has come into my office, but we'll get to that in a moment. For now, I just want to let you know about something. So, a little less than a week ago, our session met, and they approved the dates and times for the next couple single service Sundays. So what those are because we have multiple worship services on a Sunday, every now and then our elders are wanting us to all worship together and have a Sunday where there's only one service. We did this a couple months, was it a month and a half ago, when we had the Beatitudes Masterwork. We had just a single service, and we can't cram in there every Sunday, but every now and then to have a special Sunday like that is great. So we've got two more coming up that were approved that I want to talk to you about. The first of those is Sunday, July 7th. So one way of remembering that is it's the weekend of the 4th of July. So the weekend of the 4th of July, it's kind of a family weekend. And so we felt like that would be a great weekend to come together as a whole family and have a single worship service. The service on that Sunday, July 7th, will be at 10 a.m. Because of the holiday weekend, there's no Sunday school happening. Not even Little Bacon is meeting, I don't think. So we're able to have the service a little earlier than the 11 o'clock, a little later than the 8:45, and then a lot earlier than our normal 6:30 p.m. service. So 10 a.m. on July 7th. We'll be communicating that out, but mark your calendars. And then the second one is August 25th. Now, Sunday, August 25th is the Sunday when we are holding our annual picnic. Every fall, we kind of celebrate the move from summer to fall by having a picnic all together with the whole church family. Again, because of the picnic, it's a Sunday when we're together as a family. And so we thought, what a great Sunday to have another single service Sunday. Now, because of the picnic and wanting the service to come right before the picnic, we are holding our single service, our one worship service on August 25th will be at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. So 4 p.m. is our worship time. And then at 5 p.m. after the service, we'll be enjoying our fun picnic together. So wanted to let you know about that. Now, I have something special to tell you about that Sunday, August the 25th. And we are considering that as a potential baptism Sunday. Not only are we already working with someone who's interested in being baptized, and August 25th came up as a potential date, but we feel as a session that it would be a great Sunday to have anyone who has never been baptized, but has faith in Jesus as their Lord and Savior, that we want to invite you to consider August 25th as a Sunday when you would get baptized. Now, we're not proposing a change to our baptism process. The process is the same. What is the process here at First and Calvary? Anyone who confesses faith in Jesus as their Lord and Savior and wants to be baptized, they have a conversation with a pastor, and then our session votes to approve the baptism. That's the process, and that would be the process here. And so my invitation is for any of you in the First and Calvary family who have never been baptized, but you trust Jesus as your Lord and Savior, and you're interested in learning more about baptism, or maybe you're like, yeah, I want to be baptized. Like, baptism is an important part of being formed as a disciple of Jesus and growing as a disciple of Jesus. If you feel that that time has come for you, I want to encourage you to think about August 25th. And so if you want to know more about that, or if you want to raise your hand and say, you know what? I've been waiting for a time, the right time to be baptized, and I've never been baptized, then I would encourage you to be in touch with me or Pastor Jamie, and we can talk more about that and get the ball rolling in conversation and with the process. Now, a couple things I want to clarify. First of all, I want to just clarify this is for folks who confess Jesus as their Lord and Savior. Those are the questions that we ask at baptism. And so for anyone who does confess Jesus as their Lord and Savior. The second thing I want to clarify is that this is for people who've never been baptized. This is for someone, they weren't baptized as an infant, they weren't baptized as a youth, they weren't baptized in their 20s, etc. They've never been baptized. We don't rebaptize people, and so this isn't for anyone who has been baptized but wants to be baptized again. It's just not something we do in our stream of the church. So if you confess faith in Jesus, if you've never been baptized and you feel like, you know what, I want to be baptized now, I just encourage you to consider this like a Presbyterian altar call, like an invitation. And again, it has to happen months in advance because we have conversations, our session approves, all that sort of thing. But we're very excited about that. And here's another reason we're thinking of that Sunday and an opportunity on that Sunday. Uh, because we're having the picnic right after the service, because we would be moving as a congregation to another place in the facility, maybe the atrium or outside, that sort of thing. We can make it possible for someone to be baptized by sprinkling, which we're always able to do in the sanctuary. So that's totally an option that Sunday. But because we're moving as a congregation to another spot, we actually could bring in a type of tub, a reservoir for water, and we could actually do a baptism by immersion, by dunking you under the water, if that's something that someone's interested in. So, again, the amount of water is not specified in the scriptures. It doesn't matter if you're sprinkled or immersed, but some people have preferences. And so we just wanted to let you know, because we will be moving out of the sanctuary right after a worship service, we could make a baptism by immersion possible. It's a beautiful way of doing baptism. I've baptized many people by immersion, as many, if not more, than I've baptized by sprinkling. And so this is a great thing that we could do together. So just want to let you all know about that. Number one, we have these 2 dates when we will have just a single service, and it will be at a time that's different than you're used to. So July 7th, when is it? 10 a.m. That's right. And August 25th, what time will we be having worship? That's right, 4 p.m. So mark that on your calendars. Secondly, if you're someone who's never been baptized, I want you to consider doing that. It's something that Jesus talked about. He was unambiguous about it, that being baptized was a part of being and growing as a disciple of Jesus. So I want to encourage you in that. That's it, other than to introduce you to, I had a friend who was vacationing in Scotland recently, and they picked up a little church mouse. I think it might have been like the very Sunday that I was holding up Stuart, our stuffed church mouse. And so they said this one could maybe be called Kirk Mouse, which is Scottish, of course, for church. And they pointed out that he has a flute. You see the flute in his hand there, representing the beauty of the arts. And then he also has, this is a compass in his other hand, representing, my friend suggested, the life of the mind. And he said, this is a Kirk Mouse for First in Calvary. And he gave it to me. This was Philip Herzog. I'll just tell you who it was. And so this guy lives right on my desk right here. And I love him, and he's great. All right, friends, that's it. You never know what's going to happen at one of these events or one of these FaceTimes with Pastor Don. I love you guys. I love being your pastor. I love being your brother. Love opening the word with you guys. I love serving together. And I will see you soon.